Good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and let me know if you can hear me and see me, or see my screen rather, and just put a little message in the comments panel, and we'll get started here in just a minute. Class starts in about a minute here, so we'll let people log in. This is our Get Started call, so if you're new to us, please just put in the comments panel how you found us, and also what are you looking for? What do you need? From listings to leads. It's our Get Started call today, so we're going to get moving here in just a minute. Wow, it's 11 o'clock. So if you're new to us, welcome. If you're kind of just checking in, you're a longtime client to kind of find out the latest updates and see what's happening, welcome back. This is our Get Started call. And, before I dive into what we're doing and how you do it, I always like to start off with the beginning basics of the platform, right? If you scroll down on our homepage, you're going to see we've got this left panel and right panel. And the left panel really talks a lot of the tools that we create for advertising, right? And these are going to help you get more buyer leads. They're going to help you get more seller leads. We do that with free social media tools. We do that with paid ads with Facebook and Instagram and Google. We also have email behind all of our listings, behind all of our PDF guides and all of our landing pages. And we also have 80 PDF guides branded to you on every page. Each one's about 5 or 6 pages long, 40 for home buyers, 40 for home sellers. You do get a stack of landing pages as soon as you sign up, right? Things like what is your home worth, a new construction, first-time home buyers. But you can also create unlimited landing pages, and there are other ones built for FSBOs and for expireds and for empty nesters. And so there's a lot there in the platform to help you market and help you capture leads. On the right-hand side, that side of that panel is really talking about the tools that we have that are going to help you convert your leads. Right. And so we have automated email drip campaigns, which are very powerful. We have a lot of emails that you can copy and send over to your leads, which are effective in they have call to actions. And then we also have a new AI text follow-up, which it's AI. It's very smart. It's converting 12% of our leads with phone numbers to a phone call. And that's really important. We're going to talk a lot of what we're going to get into it about how you actually capture leads. There's a lot of ways to do that. And a lot of our clients get excited by, capturing leads. I'm actually talking to an office and they're telling me that they are paying $3,000 a month for buyer leads. Okay. And they're getting like 25 buyer leads a month, which is shocking. It's from one of the big, well-known CRM companies. And I had to tell them, like, hey, if you spent $1,000 on buyer leads with our platform, you'd have over 300 buyer leads every month. And if you're using something like our AI software, you would start converting maybe 12% of those leads to phone calls. And that's just a real simple thing. They're reaching out to us for, a full marketing suite. But when they told me that, it just kind of blew me away. So when we get into listings to leads, you'll see over on the left-hand side that there's listing advertising. I'm going to dive into these a little bit later, but just high level. There's ad software here. There's the PDF guides that I mentioned. We also have social content, which is kind of free automated content. It really is helpful for your social media accounts. I'll explain a little bit of that as well. Landing pages, we have a media library, and we have a client review page. So the thing to think of is, on all those pages I just went through on the left, we've got print tools there, we've got email tools, we've got free social media tools, and we have paid options too, paid ads. A lot of this stuff can be set up automatically, but and the automation is great. When I'm going to get into how to set everything up here in just about a moment. And while automation is great, if you want to be doubling or tripling your business, the automation won't do that. It'll take some of the work off your plate, but if you want to double or triple your business, you're going to have to take maybe a handful of actions consistently, week after week, month after month, and your business will start to grow. It'll show, and we'll talk about some of those things, those actions that you want to take. But before we get into those details, let's talk about what happens when you're brand new and how do you set up the system. So if you're brand new to us, you kind of go to the website and you put in an email and your name, and then we ask you for a credit card, and then we drop you on this, and it's going to say, put your photograph there. You'll see that there's some fields here, if you want your phone number, if you're required to have a license number, or what state you're in, obviously you would put that there. If it's not required, you don't need to fill it out. Then you would upload your logo. We have the color palettes for many of the top national brands. So if you work at one of these, you can just choose that color palette. Also, if you're with an independent brokerage, you can choose the colors that sort of fit your branding, right? And again, if you need one of these, any of these fields filled out, you fill that out. And then the next page is where it starts to get interesting. So one of the things that we do that our clients really love is social media auto posting, and that's for your listings. So when your listing hits our platform, we will grab a few images, we'll grab some text from the property description, and we'll auto post it to your socials, right? So we can post it to your Facebook business page, your Instagram account, LinkedIn, Twitter, or X, and Google Business. And we also create a virtual tour, and we can connect, if you connect to your YouTube channel, we'll put it right on your YouTube channel, okay? So that's all kind of like free. Now, depending on the size of your networks, your social media networks, you might capture some leads, or you might not, depending on the size, again, of your networks. You might not have a lot of people following you. However, it does that automatically, and actually a lot of agents can't even do that. It would be a lot of work. So this is automatically happening. And as your listings change status, obviously it's going to hit our system usually when it's just listed. But if you save an open house, we're going to repost it with new text and new call to actions. When you make it pending or under contract, we'll repost it again. And then when it's sold, we will repost it again. And the later stage posts actually are designed to capture more seller leads with language that's saying something like, this home is sold. It's going to affect your home value. Click here for your home value. Now, this section here says social media paid ads. And so we're asking you to click connect to Facebook and connect your Facebook ad account. And this is really a very exciting part of our platform. Our clients they love our software. We make ads very easy to run. It's just a couple clicks. I'll show you that in a few minutes. But our leads come with name, email, and phone number that are automatically pulled from the profile of the person who clicks our ads. So the contact information, it's very accurate, and it's very simple, and it's low cost. So, the Facebook ad stuff is super important if you're in real estate. This section here is called social content, and this kind of confuses agents, but we ask you to connect your socials again. Connect Facebook, connect Instagram, X, and Google Business. I will say this, just to make, Instagram, the kind of content that we're writing here, it's colorful, it's photos, it's, we're putting stuff out there, and it's growing the networks of our clients, right? And that's nice that you can just have automated content go out and it will grow your account. For Google My Business, which is a different kind of tool that Google provides, this constant refresh of content it's adding SEO to Google Business, so that if somebody types in real estate in your market, that Google Business page can very likely migrate to page 1 of local real estate searches. So you definitely want to take advantage of this part right here. You'll note the first step is connect your social media accounts. And the second step is choose which concepts you want. If you look in the eyeballs, you'll see that there are dozens of articles underneath each of these. But choose the ones you want. There are a few sections, kind of quotes and outdoor living and other fun stuff. Definitely make sure you use the PDF guides. I mentioned them earlier. There are 80 of these, 40 for buyers, 40 for sellers. When we post them to your socials, we actually put a landing page behind it. So if somebody wants to download one for free, they can. They just got to fill out a form. So we're just putting that on your socials throughout the year. Definitely take advantage of that area. And then the next step is, how do we sweep your listings in, right? So earlier we turned on social media auto posting. So if we're pulling a listing in, we're going to be able to auto post it to your socials. And that's just part, it's automatically happening. So if you have an email address that you're using in your MLS, you put that here, and then you click next, and that'll tell us start sweeping listings as they come in that are associated to that. And here's where you connect your CRM. So there are APIs from many of the leading real estate CRMs. You can also use our email campaign, which is very powerful, has a high open rate, and gets into the inboxes of anybody who's signed up, right? So definitely recommend using that. Now you can also auto sweep your reviews in from Testimonial Tree, Zillow, and Google, and I think soon we'll be adding Facebook as well. But we embed your reviews on various tools that we've designed for you when it's relevant, right? Maybe it has to do with, what's your home value, and now here are all your reviews, things like that. So I think at that point, you're done. That really turns on all the automation, and now you can run ads. Now we can post for you automatically on socials, and we can sweep your listings automatically, right? That's how it kind of goes. That's what we've done so far. So at that point, you can come, when you log in, you can come to the dashboard and you can say, okay, well, I want to market with landing pages, or I want to market with PDF guides, or I want to market my listings, right? Maybe I want to run an ad on Facebook or Google, right? So that's what you have available, right off the bat whenever you land on the dashboard. So we've gone through the setup. We've got our automation turned on. There is a lot to the platform, right? And I want to point out a couple of resources for you. And it's under the first tab that says Marketing Calendar here. So if I click Marketing Calendar, there's actually a daily calendar where you can do one action a day. We give you the instructions. We give you a little checklist, and we point you to the tool where you can market that. So if you don't have a lot of business going on, it's definitely worthwhile going through this calendar. But what I want to point you to is up here on the top. There are three tabs, and one says resources, and one is our YouTube channel. One is signing up for live webinars, and the other is our Facebook mastermind group here. Now, if you're on Instagram, definitely follow us there. But on the live webinars, if you're not currently a client, you can go to leadgenwebinars.com and you'll land on this page. But if you are a client, you just click on that here. And there's actually a really important call that I think everybody should watch. This is the one that we're on right now. But Scott's doing tomorrow something on open houses. And there are a few things that are really killing it for our clients right now. One is Facebook advertising. 2 are open house marketing, and 3 is our listing presentation. We're going to talk about all 3 of those things and probably more, but you want to get your arms around open house marketing. And if you're an agent who, I talk to agents kind of every day of the week, and there are some agents that really understand that open houses are a great opportunity, and there are other agents that say, I don't want to do open houses. I can tell you from all the things we're going to start talking about, there are lots of ways to capture leads. But the reality is, if you want more business, you physically need to talk to more people. You could capture 1,000 leads, but if you don't talk to them, what good is that, right? An open house is face-to-face. And when we talk about open house marketing, we actually can run ads, going to bring buyers in. We have a letter that's going to bring in the nearby neighbors. And then you got tools there to market yourself in the home. And that's where the open house becomes so important. And a lot of our clients, I will just tell you this now, are hosting 2 to 4 open houses every week. They're running ads to support those open houses. They're using other tools to maximize that, right? And to maximize that time. The agents that are doing that are getting a lot of listing from that. And you'll see why when you watch that class. So that's our live training. You can get there here, live webinars under marketing and resources. But if your calendar doesn't work with our calendar, we record every call we're on, including this one. And so you can actually watch here. And I think this is one of our greatest resources because we do live classes almost at least 4 days a week. And we're covering all sorts of aspects of real estate marketing and how to leverage our platform. So if you do want your business to grow, you need to spend some time here to understand what you can unlock with our platform to help your business grow. So that's our YouTube channel. We also, if you go back to the resources, there's a mastermind group, and that's this page right here. And this is where Scott and I talk about what's going on, kind of, from a technology standpoint. We get a lot of feedback from clients like you, so we'll share what's working. If there are any updates that are happening here, but also our clients like you will come in here and say, hey, this is what I did and it's working for me, or this is what I'm trying to do. How do I do it? So you can actually learn a lot from this mastermind group, and you can get here by getting over to marketing calendar and resources. And there's all those resources there. So that's how you kind of get smart with our platform, right? I'm going to go to the dashboard here to talk about, some of the things that we can do. And I think one of the first things that our clients really like to do is run ads on Facebook. So let's do that, right? Let's do a simple, I'm going to create an ad on Facebook. I'm going to create a listing ad, and I'm going to create an ad on a home that is for sale. Okay. This is the fastest, easiest way to get buyer leads with name, email, and phone number, just like I'm doing here. Leave it on lead ads always. That's the software from Facebook that actually grabs their name, phone number, and email. So nobody is typing anything in when they are, when they see your ad. They click on it and their name, email is sitting there. And that's why our clients absolutely love that. So this home has an open house. It says open house in Danville. It's pulled the location and has a 15-mile radius. And it pulls a little bit of information here from the MLS and from the data feed, and it puts a few photos here. So you can kind of almost go like this. We are noticing that clients who are increasing this budget are getting kind of better results and better lead costs. So when you're running an ad, and our default setting is $35 for 7 days, okay? That basically means $5 a day. When you're running an ad on Facebook on a home that's for sale, which this is for sale, these leads tend to cost about $3 each, all right? So if Facebook is charging you $3 each, you divide 3 into 35 and you'd expect about 11 or 12 leads. That's how it works, right? You just click this button and boom, the ad starts to get out there. So let's go and create another ad, right? That's how you get buyer leads. And even if you borrow somebody's listing and you want to get buyer leads, you can borrow somebody's listing, pull it in on the listings page and run an ad. But what's the fastest, cheapest way to get seller leads? Well, again, you create a Facebook ad on a property that is sold, right? And leave it on lead ad so we get name, email, and phone number, and click create ad. And it writes everything. So if you've ever written an ad on Facebook, there's a lot of boxes you need to check to have that work properly. In our system, we have Facebook's ad software built into this. And since all of you are realtors, we've checked every box you needed to check. So to make this ad work and get seller leads, and you can see it says, hey, another home sold in Auburn, affect your home value, click here for your home value. You just click that button. And that ad right there will get seller leads with name, email, and phone number for about $7 each. So we have the budget a little bit higher there for seller leads. About $50 is where it starts. So if you divide 7 into 50, you'd expect about 7 leads with name, email, and phone number. We should also get the address. As soon as we capture the name, email, and phone number, we drop them on a place to drop their address. So you can start to work those. And I kind of want to stop there for a moment and point out that on the leads tab over here on the left, we have something called AI text follow-up. And as I've been talking and mentioning about the Facebook leads coming with name, email, and phone number, you might think like, I got to call those people, right? I get that lead. And literally when they see the ad, they click on it, their name, email, and phone number pops up on the web page. And it said, would you like that information? And the answer is yes, submit my info. So they're looking at their name, email, and phone number, and they're saying, yes, send it to you. Okay. And you'll get that lead like instantly. You might think I should call them. And you might most likely get an answer like, I don't know what you're talking about. And that's because, there's just a ton of scams in the world, unfortunately, on your phone, in your email, on Facebook Messenger, just everywhere you look, there's some kind of weird scam. So if they don't know you, they're not really going to want to talk to you. And they're going to just say, I don't know what you're talking about, and wrong number, right? That's just where we are today. But on the leads tab, we have AI that will start to approach the lead immediately as an assistant to you and asking very simple questions to start to get that lead to a phone call, right? And that's what it'll do. It'll keep working those leads until they either say, okay, thanks, I was just checking and looking, goodbye, or I'd like to schedule a call. And at that point, we email you the dialogue between the lead and the AI agent, and we'll send you that whole dialogue and say, hey, you got to book an appointment. So that's very helpful. You can also see the conversations on the leads tab as they're kind of going in real time if you just want to poke in and check in on that. So this is the fastest, easiest way to get seller leads, right? Running an ad on a sold property on Facebook. So let's go back to the dashboard and talk about some of the other things that we can do. Actually, I want to go into listing marketing. In the past, a lot of agents would reach out to us and say, I really just want listings. And I actually have a class called Top Tools for More Listings. It talks about all the ways to get listings, all right? And in the past, people would say, I'm not actually interested in buyers, I just want listings. But today, with high interest rates and high prices on homes are sitting a little bit longer, right? And now people are calling saying, hey, I need to get my properties sold. How can you help me? So by clicking listings and market listings, you'll see all of the things. I want to kind of go through this because this is kind of very important. If you have a listing that you need to sell, number one, run an ad on Facebook, right? We talked about that. That is the fastest, easiest way to get a volume of leads with name, email, and phone number. Here it says social media post, and a post is different from an ad. An ad you pay for, and a post you just sort of copy and share. Well, here, remember when we set up the wizard, we actually told listings to leads to do this automatically. So this post that we're looking at here is really an automated post. It looks a lot like an ad, but this is for the people who follow your business pages. Okay. And if they click on it, there's a landing page behind it. You do have a chance of capturing the lead. We also have tools for the seller, and you can kind of we'll send those to you. You should forward them to the seller, ask them to share them on their wall. They're super helpful. This here is the nearby homeowner letter. And if you want more listings around your current listing, this is the number one way of getting that. This actually gets the highest quality listing leads of almost everything that we do. It's a piece of paper, okay? It has nothing to do with algorithms or the cloud or AI. It's a piece of paper, right? And it says, hey, we've got a home we just listed or we just sold it. Go check it out up here. In this case, it's open house. But then we always say that's going to affect your home value, and go here to get your home value. So this one piece of paper in regards to an open house, you're letting the neighbors know, hey, I got an open house that's open from 1 to 4, right? But this letter is, if you want more listings, this is how you got to get your arms around getting this into the market. We actually have an integrated printer right here called Express Copy, and it's pretty awesome. Let me show you what happens. That green button that I clicked on, print and mail, that's because I'm connected to Express Copy, and I can click get the mailing list, and that allows me to say, I want to do a 1 or 2 or 3 mile radius, you choose. And they're only going to send it to people that have owned a single family home for more than 1 year. Okay. And that's awesome because that letter is designed to say, hey, we just listed a home or we just sold a home, and that's going to affect your home value. Click here for your home value. So if you're trying to multiply listings in an area, you want to think about how you can get this out there. Now we do postcards. So if you're thinking just sold postcards, things like that, note that our postcards have call to actions on the front and on the back. So you're really, we're focused on capturing leads here. It's, agents have been using print for much longer than the internet, but they just don't know the ROI on that. And our clients can actually measure ROI because they'll see that, oh, I did a mailing, I got leads, I'm able to act on those leads, right? Now, whenever you see the words e-flyer for your database, that means like for your CRM. So this is announcing an open house. That link and that link and that photo will all take you to a page to become a buyer lead. At the bottom of this email, just like that print letter, it says that's going to affect your home value and go here or here to get your free home value. And then they'll have your signature, and that's got some lead capture as well. So you can always go up here, copy the code with a signature, take it to your CRM and blast it on your leads there. That's kind of what that is. If you have anywhere north of 200 or 300 leads, you should be emailing those people once a week with one of our e-flyers. We have e-flyers for your listings, we have e-flyers for your PDF guides, and we have e-flyers for the landing pages. All of them have call to actions. And so, they can click on it, they can download content, they can, get information from our emails. So you definitely want to be using those to convert the leads that you've already captured somewhere else. We do have I mentioned earlier, we have a really awesome open house platform, marketing platform. This is part of it. It's an online sign-in form. We also have a print version, but if you have this open on your laptop or your iPad, they answer a couple of questions, they leave their email, we send you a lead, and we send them the mobile optimized website for that property. So there's a lot of ways of using this. Definitely get on our open house call and see how our clients are using that. It's very powerful. Now we do have, if you're a blogger, we got blog posts, we got Craigslist stuff, and of course we have a QR code for every listing as well. Okay, so you've got print tools, you got free social media tools, you got email, and you got paid ads to market your listings. Let's jump down to PDF guides. I've mentioned them a few times. There are 80 of these. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long. There are 40 for home buyers. There are 40 for home sellers. And you can start to use them, whichever ones you want. I'm going to click marketing tools here. And that's going to get us to the tools that are going to help you market, which, similar to the listing side, we have Facebook ads. We can run an ad on Google. We can share it for free on social media. We have an e-flyer for our database, for our leads. And we have print tools like print flyers and postcards and door hangers. And there are a lot of uses for a lot of these tools. They are all designed to capture leads. Some of our clients use these tools during their open house. And so watch the open house class and you will see why and how that can be so effective. But a lot of clients want to use the e-flyer and engage their old leads. And some people want to run an ad on Google and just say, hey, I want to get seller leads, so I'm going to do that, or I'm going to run an ad on Facebook. Either way, right? You could do both. The key is having, information and tools that you can get in front of the market and get contact information. And all these ways are really, the ways to do that. Now, we also have landing pages over here, and I want to kind of point this out because you get a stack of landing pages like right off the bat. The first 2 rows are just sitting and waiting in your account. But this one here, I'm going to click on the pencil here. Pencil always means edit, which means you can update it and customize it. This one is embedded in a lot of your tools. All right. So if you have a single property website, if you have a virtual tour, this will be embedded there. If the letter that I was mentioning, the nearby homeowner letter, right? That right there, that link is pointing here. And that's what the reason why I want to kind of pause here is I want you to know that if this does not look like your area, this suburban driveway, you can upload a new image here, right? And there are a lot of, we have clients, from Maine to Florida to Texas and Seattle. There's just a lot of different landscapes. And if this doesn't look like yours, just take a moment and upload a large photograph over on the left there, and that will replace this image with something that looks like your area, which is important because if you're offering a free home value and they land on a page that looks kind of generic, they may not want to give you their contact information, right? And that's why you want to kind of customize this to make sure it looks a little bit more like your area. So that is the first one right here. But you also can create, I've got a page called Property Valuation Plus, and you can create other landing pages. This list that you're looking at, they're all templated landing pages for expireds, for FSBOs, for empty nesters, growing families, all kinds of concepts. And you can even create custom ones. And once you've done it, they're going to sit down here. And just like the other ones, you can run ads on those as well. So definitely leverage landing pages, right? And then a couple of other things I want to point out. I mentioned during the wizard that you can actually sweep in your reviews, and we actually create a website for your reviews. And a lot of our clients are starting to look at this as their own website, right? And there are companies out there, if you're in real estate, there are a lot of companies selling websites. Some of them are really expensive, right? And they may not be really that necessary. This website is auto designed for you and with configurations, but it will have all your reviews, it will have all of your listings, and it'll have your PDF guides, and it'll have our marketing plan, and even some landing pages. So everything that I can click on here, it's all going to be capturing a lead for you, right? For me. And so if you don't have a website, go find the agent listing website, or this one is a client review one, and it's basically the same website. And definitely, if you've got a great website, great. If you don't, and I just say save your money and go find this one. It's right here under client reviews. So we've talked about listings. We've talked about PDF guides and landing pages. Let's go over to the ad section and point out a couple of things to think about, which is you can actually run ads from this page here as well. And on Facebook or on Google, and you could run landing page ads, you can run PDF guide ads, and we just make it really pretty easy. So let's do a PDF guide ad real quick just to see that flow. And you might want to do first-time home buyer, home seller guide, right? You just click create ad, and lead ads means we get name, email, and phone number. So I'm going to click that, and it's going to write the ad, right? And the only thing you really need to do is to type in where you want this to show, right? That would be up here in the box where it says location. You just type in the name of your favorite city and click create ad, and that's going to create an ad that captures name, email, and phone number. So that's similar to what you can do with landing pages. We've also looked at the running ads on the listings as well. There is a different cost for leads, right? So remember when I was saying earlier that when you run an ad to get buyers, those leads cost $3 each. And when you run a sold ad, those leads cost $7 each. Well, these leads cost around $10 each. And so, Facebook understands that listings are more important to realtors than buyers. And so they charge more, right? And so if you run this kind of ad, you're going to spend more per lead. Same $50 budget for the week, but just more expensive leads. That's why it's best, we always recommend that you're borrowing listings. If you don't have your own listings, borrow listings inside the area that you want to farm yourself, right? And that will, that's going to get you the lowest cost buyer leads or seller leads, right? So now that we're on the listings page, I want to point this out right here. You see this tab that says listing presentation. If you recall, I said there are 3 things that are really pretty exciting right now for our clients. And that is our Facebook ads. The other is open house marketing. And the third thing is this listing presentation. And, I talk to agents every week, and I can tell you that for the past almost 3 months, every agent that I have spoken to about this listing presentation, because I will ask them, do you have any coming up? And they'll say yes or no, right? And if the answer is yes, then I say, hey, go get our listing presentation, customize it to your listing, and then go present it. The one I'm showing you here is automatically set up and waiting in your account, right? It's right here under listings. There's a tab called listing presentation, and it's a listing presentation flip book. It's kind of like an online magazine, right? And as you go through it, it talks about all the things that we're doing to help you market a home. But it's not talking about us. It's saying you from your office this is what you're bringing to the table to sell homes. It's unwinnable. I mean, I'm sorry, it's unbeatable. We've seen this week after week. Our clients are coming back just saying, hey, we stop on this page right here, and we ask the client, the homeowner, to scan that. And when their home pops up on their phone, it's pretty much a done deal, right? So you want to go through this a little bit and just follow. And you don't need to read every word, but you need to kind of hit the highlights. You'll notice that we have a page here that says coming soon. And if coming soon is not available in your area, you can make that change under the settings page. So there's a box where you can check. If you can do open house marketing, check the box. If you can't, leave it blank. Now, that's the generic listing presentation, but I want to show you that you can actually create a listing presentation for a particular listing. So let's imagine that you've been using our tools and you get a listing appointment. You want to go take a photograph of that home. You can do that with your smartphone. And you want to create a listing for a listing presentation, right? So this one looks a lot like the listing presentation I just showed you, but it's for a particular homeowner and a particular address. And the home is the photograph of the home. So as you're going through the listing presentation and you're talking about social media and ads and YouTube and all kinds of things, they are seeing their home and exactly what it's going to look like on that kind of marketing. And this helps you solidify what you're trying to convey, right? Here's, I'm already working on this. This is what, we'll have a virtual tour for you and a single property website. You can walk through this and pause right here and say, while we're sitting here at the kitchen table, why don't you scan that with your phone? Ever since COVID, everybody knows what a QR code can do. Well, this one will bring up their home right on their phone, and lead capture will be built into that. So they can really start to understand what you are doing, which is so different from most agents, because there is the listing marketing is very robust and it's designed to capture leads. And for people that want to sell a home, they need to know that you can get in front of people. And that's what our platform is doing. So that's kind of my story of everything that we have at a high level. I do want to remind you that the resources tab over here on the marketing calendar is going to get you over to our YouTube channel. It's going to get you to our mastermind group. It's going to get you to leadgenwebinars.com to sign up for live classes. And again, we record every class and they'll be right here on this page. So definitely get familiar with our YouTube page. So are there any questions? We kind of talked about, I think, pretty much the whole platform. I think what, I do want to kind of repeat, the automation that we started with is great. It kind of takes a lot of work off the table. It helps you with social media and it's completely automated. And there's even lead capture built into it. But that automation does not generate hundreds of leads a month. It just doesn't. However, we have clients generating easily hundreds of leads a month. They do it from a variety of tools. Some of them are print tools, some of them are email, and some of them are paid ads. So you decide what it is that you need, right? Do you need more buyers? Do you need more sellers? And then you come up here to the dashboard, which every time you log in, it's going to drop you here anyway. And you can decide, hey, I need buyers or I need sellers, and go through the tools that are there to help you hit that. I think over here on the right too, yeah, that listing presentation is here, and link in bio for Instagram is here. So there's some tools here that you can use. Are there any questions about what I've been discussing here? While I'm waiting, what else should I tell you? Over here, you'll notice there's an affiliate link. So if you're one of these people who's maybe working with a group of agents, or you maybe coach agents, there's an affiliate link where you can have people sign up, excuse me, and get a longer trial. You would get a rev share on that. If under success stories, you can see a lot of stories that agents are adding into the platform saying, hey, I did this and I got these kinds of results. Definitely worth checking out. And I am going to point out one more thing, since I don't see any questions. It's under the media library. And I mentioned earlier that you want to check out our open house marketing. And I mentioned that, you would run an ad for an open house, and that you'd probably want to door knock 50 or 100 nearby homeowner letters into the neighborhood to let the neighbors know that you're holding an open house, right? So the ads are going to get the buyers in, the nearby homeowner letters are going to get the nearby neighbors in. And then there are tools inside that you want to use in the open house. And this is one of those tools. I'm going to turn off, there's a little music here, but this, what we're looking at, is a commercial, a video commercial of our listing presentation. It does not mention listings to leads. All right. So a lot of our clients are loading this onto the homeowner's television, right? If the home is furnished and they got one of these smart TVs, they can point it on YouTube to this video. Other agents will just download this video onto their laptop or onto their iPad and just have it running. It's a 5-minute video. It talks about all the things that you do to sell a home. It doesn't say that listings to leads is helping you do this. It says, this is what I do. If you want to sell a home, here's how I do it. And this is really making the agents who are sitting in those open houses really look like a marketing expert. And that's really what you want to be, right? So if you're going to use our open house marketing to get homeowners in, to get home buyers in, leverage that. Now you're going to be face to face with people, and they can see some really useful information. It's going to help them understand what you do to sell a home. Okay, so that's in there. And don't forget, tomorrow Scott's doing a call on open house marketing, so I'm sure he's going to mention that for you. I don't see any other questions, so I'm going to say thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. And if you have questions, if you need a team account or a broker account, reach out to me. I'm on the website. I'm Vince at Listings to Leads. If you have questions about what I've been talking about here today, you can, of course, reach out to me. But we also have a great support team that you can access down on the bottom left. Just put the whatever your question is in that box, and the whole support team is watching that. So they're very fast to respond. We often get really great feedback from our clients. They really appreciate the kind of support that we're giving here. So let us know how we can help you. Get in our mastermind group, spend some time on YouTube, unlock the value of listings to leads. It will help your business grow, no doubt about it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.